Hey, what is up, football fans? I hope that you guys are all doing well. So, the breaking news from today is that Chelsea have sacked Thomas Tuchel. With me, as always, is my co-host Aman Talyard, and we have a special guest today, Jason, who's a big Chelsea fan. So, Jason, Tuchel, 100 games in charge, 60 wins, 24 draws, 16 losses. They backed him in the transfer market, over 250 million spent. They just brought Aubameyang in. Why on earth would they sack him after 6 games in charge this season?
When I woke up this morning and I got the news, I was shocked, and I am still shocked. I would just like to open up and say I love Tuchel at Chelsea. I still love him as a manager, and I do back him. Do I think it was unnecessary to sack him so early? Definitely. Based on if our performances were going the way they are going, I could see it happening. But I didn't think it was going to happen so soon. If we still had Abramovich, then yeah, maybe yes. But yeah, I think it was unjust. Especially after Tuchel brought he got asked to bring in which players which players he wanted to coach, and he brought in the players, a lot of players. I think we signed about 8 people with Tuchel, 9 people, I think it was. And yeah, Aubameyang wanted to work with Tuchel, especially he came from Barcelona after being at Barcelona maybe like 2 months. And then he got sacked. So no, I don't think. I think it was definitely too soon. I would have given Tuchel at least 6 months to prove himself. But yeah, that's where my thoughts are standing.
It's interesting that you mentioned Aubameyang. I don't want to make it about Aubameyang, but he was like his relationship with Tuchel and the Dortmund was like the big reason as to why Aubameyang
Yeah.
might finally be the break of the curse for the Chelsea strikers. So now that Tuchel
Yeah.
is sacked, is there a little bit of a recipe for disaster for Aubameyang actually?
Oh, well, only time will tell. I mean, I'm glad we got Aubameyang. He has a lot to bring. He's definitely going to score a lot of goals. I think we know that. I just hopefully he's been the attention to me. Hopefully that goes better than what has been in the past. I don't. I think definitely the reason why I say it was too soon. I mean, yes, we haven't had a great start to the season, but a lot of the top tier teams. I mean, we are 6 games into the Premier League, and we are only 5 points away from being on the top. So yes, that's where my thoughts are.
Do you think that you guys would still be in this position if Kante didn't get injured?
That's a very difficult to answer, but yes, I think it would have been a major factor. I mean, he controls the whole midfield. He if you watch our games when Kante is on the field, he's literally everywhere. So yes, I do think it will be different. If we didn't lose yesterday's game and our previous fixtures that we lost, I mean, Leeds, we definitely should have won. If we won those fixtures, I don't think this would be happening. But if we continued the way we are playing now, I could see it happening in the future. I hope that he got given a bit more time than he got given. I think it was a bit unfair.
And then should we move on to the 3 managers currently linked with the job? Potter, Pochettino, and Zidane. Let me know your thoughts on all 3 and which one you would prefer.
Sure. So we can start with Graham Potter. I think he's done an outstanding job at Brighton. He's really brought them on the map. He plays a really, I think it was 4-2-3-1 that he plays. I'm not too sure on the formation that he plays, but that attacking football, I mean, he's changed the way they're playing. I mean, they are competing with the likes of Arsenal, Spurs, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man United, and yeah, him at Chelsea. Before I would say I don't see it happening because I mean, just as a top tier club. Would they want to part ways with him? I don't think so. But before this call, I saw that that Chelsea are open are having talks with Brighton regarding that. So that could be a big possibility. I personally would like him at Chelsea. So yeah, that's my thoughts standing with him. What do you think?
I think Cucurella makes a big difference in all of that. If the two of them can work together again, I mean, he got the best out of him. Cucurella was the player of the season at Brighton, so I think it could definitely work. I think it would be interesting. I think it would get you guys playing great football. You guys have been boring on the eye for the neutrals to watch, so I think with Potter in charge, the football would definitely go up a level. And it would just be interesting to see him get that big move that a lot of people have been wanting to see Potter get. I don't know what you think, Amant.
Yeah, absolutely. We were actually speaking about this on the podcast yesterday. And Potter is definitely one of those managers that seem to be being chased down to just take that next step into one of the bigger clubs. And I mean, for Brighton's sake, I'm feeling it's a little bit sad because they've just been getting rid of all these amazing players, and now the manager, who I really believe has been making that team so incredibly strong with players that he just gets in and he's able to coach just like players that we don't even know about to just be these incredibly talented players. So I think for him to get given a squad like Chelsea is a little bit scary to think about, actually, because he could potentially make that team something that we've never even seen before. So absolutely incredible link for Chelsea to have. And I think, you know what, I think if I was Potter and he's got a good relationship with Brighton, he says, look, you guys can understand that I have to do this, I think you should take that step and could be the new Chelsea manager for sure.
Yeah, look, I mean, I think we have to show respect to Tuchel. He won a Champions League at you guys. You've only won the Champions League twice, and Tuchel is one of the reasons that you've won one of them. So I think he will always be fondly remembered by Chelsea fans. I don't think that there is any real animosity there or any hard feelings. I don't know. I don't want to speak on behalf of you, Jason, but is that true?
Yeah, no, definitely. Champions League title was definitely one thing, and
Club World Cup as well, Super Cup,
Club World Cup, all in about 6 months of coming on board. So I think he did a fantastic job.
And your thoughts on, before we go, your thoughts on Zidane and Pochettino?
Pochettino, I don't want him to come at Chelsea. I mean, he was the manager of Spurs. I don't particularly like Spurs, but he won nothing at Spurs. I don't see him winning anything at Chelsea. Then he went on to PSG. He couldn't break the curse and win Champions League with them. I just don't think that's a good option for us. As for Zidane, maybe unpopular opinion, but I think he'll be great at Chelsea. I mean, he's got that winning mindset. I know, obviously, all managers want to win trophies, but I mean, he won 3 Champions Leagues in a row with Real Madrid. And look, put the squad aside, that's difficult for any manager or any team. And he's got that midfielder mindset. And what does Chelsea lack? In the midfield. So I do think he'll bring great value to us.
Yeah. I don't know if there's anything else you want to add, Aman.
Yeah, no, it's going to be very interesting to keep tabs on this. And I think Tuchel's done a good job, but I think if you guys look forward to looking at some new managers, I think the Potter link is probably the best one for sure. If you guys get him over the line, I think you guys are in for a very strong season. The only last question I do have for you, Jason, is do you think the sacking of Tuchel is going to affect your chances of progressing in the Champions League and potentially are you guys going to drop out of the top 4 race for the season? I know it's early days, but do you think that could potentially hinder your progress this season?
Look, we haven't had a great start to the season, and the sacking of Tuchel is not helping either. I hope it doesn't get to our players' heads, because we know the mental game is very important to any footballer. But I don't think it's going to be for too long. I mean, if Todd Boehly is already making talks with Brighton, he's obviously wanting to move quickly. I don't think this was an impulse sacking. I'm sure this was pre-planned, and I'm sure he's got plans in his head. So we'll just have to let it play out.